YouTube fam? I am so excited to film this video. This has been one that's been on my heart that I've known I've wanted to do for a while, but I'm finally sitting down and doing it today. So it's such a fun story and I just cannot wait for you guys to hear it, especially if this opportunity that changed our life can be something that is for you as well. So let's dive into this amazing, honestly life-changing story of what happened. So as you can see from the title, how was I able to leave the full-time job that I truly loved, like I was in love with my job, to now run my businesses full-time? As you know, I am pregnant right now, so we are starting a family, and with this opportunity, I just knew that, and I will get into all about this opportunity, but with this, I knew in my heart that one of my biggest desires in my heart was going to want to spend as much time as I could with our future babies whenever they were gonna come. So I had always had my business on the side, Lane and Lou, while I was going to college throughout my younger 20s. And then as you will hear next in the story, I got a job throughout college that led to this whole amazing opportunity that has now shifted into a whole new business being built for us. So not for us, we built the business, but this was the story. So I am so excited to share with you guys. I'm my mind is racing on where do I even start, because it's just full of so much alignment from the very beginning. But I will say, if you guys want to hear more about my beginning part of business and more of the beginning why I started a business initially, if that's where your heart's at, if you're here on the channel and you're I've always kind of wanted to start a business, but I'm kind of dreaming about it still, and I'm still working through my why and all of that, then that would be a great video for you to check out and just start with. So that is the video, I think it's called My Why for Starting a Business. So I will link that video below, so you can definitely go check that out. And I know that that will give you a backstory and also help you dig deeper into a personal why for why you would want to step out of your comfort zone in this way, and honestly just do something that is so life-giving and rewarding and just amazing. So anyways, let's talk more about this job opportunity that came up that led to where we are now. Rewind all the way back to 2018. I was in college and I already had a part-time job at that time. I was working at a daycare and I loved it so much. Oh my gosh, I used to be not comfortable with babies at all, and I was with babies and 1-year-olds. It was the best thing. And then this new job opportunity came up with a couple named Steven and Chelsea. And I knew that they were wedding photographers because they had been some of my cousins' wedding photographers, and then they were actually my sisters that summer. And she told me that summer, she was hey, literally right before her wedding, she was hey, they said that they're hiring an assistant. Maybe this could be something you could do while you're going to school. And she knew I already had a job, but it might not have been that many hours a week, and it was totally in the same town. And so she was just hey, maybe apply and see what it's about. And so I did, and it didn't work out. Nothing happened for a few months, and I was okay, maybe it's not meant to be. Well, I remember a few months later, I think it was 3 whole months, Chelsea reached out to me later and said that they, something maybe fell through. I can't remember exactly what happened. And so she was are you still interested? So I was probably still starting a new semester in college at this point. And I was yes. Oh my gosh, I don't know, something was drawing me to know that I wanted to be around them. And I just felt I had my business on the side and loved that creative outlet part of my life, and I knew that they were business owners, and I was whoa, if I could be an assistant for them, that could be a whole new creative part and just wisdom aspect that I've never had before, which honestly was what it ended up being. It was the most amazing experience looking back on it now, but I won't get there yet. So anyways, we went into, meeting and all of that fun details. And so I started assisting them with just little business tasks around the house. They worked from home in their office, and it was just so cool to see the behind the scenes of their business. I am so grateful for everything that I learned. And long story short, in that frame of time, from when I started in 2018, probably mid-year, to now, they have built a business alongside of their photography business where they teach other families how to sell on Amazon. This is their story. So what happened was they were wedding photographers and videographers for all of these years, built up this business to, you know, be their full-time income as husband and wife, as the couple in the business, both of them, which takes a lot, as you can imagine. And they loved it. They were amazing, and they poured their heart into their why and their work for their who. Their who was these couples and these families. And so once they realized, hey, like one day we want to start a family and we want to be able to have our weekends and spend time with our kids, and we know that this sort of schedule is going to take us away from that, Steven started exploring into Amazon FBA and selling on Amazon. And so once again, long story short, it totally provided for them in a way that they had never experienced before. Like, they share stories like they would be at a wedding and be checking their Amazon seller account and just see these orders coming in through Amazon, knowing that they were making that passive income while they were working the weddings. And so it was just this whole new world that they had never experienced before. And it honestly was like shifting them in a way that they were like, oh my goodness, we need to teach other people how they can do this as well, because that's their heart. Their heart is to teach other families to change this and shift their financial standing for generations. And so that just shows you a little bit of their character. They weren't just like, oh my gosh, like let's keep this to ourselves. This has totally been a breakthrough for us. Like we're just gonna keep it to ourselves. Like no, they immediately were like, how can we teach others this exact same crazy thing that we're learning? Because that's the fire that you get if you are an entrepreneur as well. If you go through their challenge, which I will talk more about, oh my gosh, you will just be lit on fire of this whole new selling world and how it can truly be the opportunity that changes everything for you as well. So that is kind of the beginning of the Rainmaker story. So in that time that I was working for them, Steven was behind the scenes doing a lot of coaching. So they had like a bunch of like beta groups where they were starting literally this now brand in this whole community. But little did I know, honestly, for a while, I didn't even know what Rainmakers was while I was in their house every day working. And little by little, like Steven and Chelsea were working on this on the side because their hearts just were calling them to. And so fast forward to beginning of 2020, we were out of town, and I remember Chelsea texted me and she was like, hey Lainey, like, I think we're gonna need some extra help. We're running this online challenge, and it's seeming like there's gonna be a lot of people interested in it, like more than we've ever had before. Like, do you think you could like maybe help us a little extra in that area? Oh, and of course I was like, yes, because anything business related, I was just so excited. I also forgot to mention, during that time span, they had a son named Kaizen, and so I got to nanny him for, now looking back, it was a whole year and a half of his life, but at that point he was just born. So he was just like a month old at that point when they started this challenge, online challenge. And so she was telling me about it. She was like, do you think you could like hold Kaizen sometimes? And so I was already nannying and doing the business assistant stuff. It had become, I think, my full, like it wasn't full-time, but it was like my full-time part-time job while going to college. And then once I finished college, I just started working for them full-time. So that's kind of like, I know I'm going back and forth, but it's been like a whole year's worth of story that just all aligns. And so that's why I really just want to share every detail, because it's so special to my heart, like that I've gotten to be a part of this with them in this way. And so anyways, going back to when she was contacting me, letting me know she was gonna need some extra help, I was like, I'm all in, like let's do this. And so it was February of 2020, so last year, right before COVID and all of that hit. They did this online challenge. You guys, it was crazy. Like, I would come home every night after work, and I'd be like, babe, like, I think this is something we need to do. Like, I think this is for us. And I was like telling him, I'm like, I know they've been doing this on the side, but like, why haven't I known about this more? Like, I already had, like I said, my business, but everything I was learning in the challenge that was different about this Amazon FBA opportunity, which if you don't know, FBA means fulfilled by Amazon, which means that your orders that you get through Amazon when you sell, if you do FBA shipping, that means that your products are all at Amazon warehouses. And so when those orders come in, they are all shipped out by Amazon, and their customer service, everything, returns, is handled by Amazon. So that is what makes it passive. And when I was hearing all this, I was mind blown. There's also software to see what your customers are searching for, like specific keywords, and how many times a month. So you could actually research before you go and launch a product and spend money on it. I had been in a business, and I still am, where I primarily did wholesale, and you're kind of like just hoping that these products you bring in are gonna sell, and you also have all of that inventory on hand. Whereas this other opportunity was just so much of a smarter investment, in my opinion, because you're taking the time initially to do that research of, okay, what's being searched, how many times a month, how much is it selling, and can I create a product that's like this. It's called private labeling. They go all into it in the challenge. It's amazing. It breaks all of the process down on what it's all about, how you can do this yourself. And so the last question you ask yourself is, okay, can I innovate on this product idea? Can I make it better? Can I make it stand out from the crowd? Can I speak to a different audience and make a product that literally when they search it on Amazon and they see our product there, it's like, whoa, that's exactly what I was needing, and this hasn't been here yet. Like, thank you for finally making a product for me. It's really rewarding in that way when you do take action and launch a product that you know is going to speak to a specific audience. So I will try to insert a video, because I think I took a little vlog after I was a part of the behind the scenes of that first challenge that I had been a part of, and I was just mind blown. I just really felt called to take a process vlog today, and let me tell you, it is the beginning of that process. Their challenge blew up this past time, so like literally it just ended today. And they were like, Lainey, you have to be here every day. We've never had this many people. And I was like stoked. I was like, sure, like I'm so down to help. And because I'm in this new season of life where I'm not in college anymore, so I have more free time. And I've just been like kind of talking to God about like, okay, God, like what do you have for me in this season? So I didn't know through this challenge I was gonna be so like transformed and just on board. And they're listening to this challenge, like listening to the real people in this challenge, in their stories. Like I was getting emotional, and I wasn't even like in the challenge like as a participant. I was just on the behind the scenes like working, and I was just like, wow, like this is powerful. Like I want to do this in my future, but I don't know when, you know, just knowing God is calling that out of me, but not knowing when it was going to happen in my life. And here I am, day 7, and I'm like, wait, if I can leverage this amount of months right now to be researching and to be doing all the product research, all the front end work and the front end investment, and do it now, imagine where we can be in August. And so I am just so fired up, and I'm literally gonna go rewatch all of the challenge in the next few days before they go down, take a bunch of notes, do some product research, because I knew we were gonna do this at some point, but I've never had that voice so much saying, why not now? Like imagine if you do it now, where you can be then when you're saying you're gonna start it. That's like literally like all I hear right now. So I'm like, okay, God. So like this is so for me, and I just can't wait to research and like work with Manny on what products. Like that's another thing, is like we can literally do anything. And so at this point, that's why I was like, I'm gonna take a vlog, because this could be a testimony, you know. And I owe it to Steven and Chelsea. I want to owe it to them to be like, yeah, I'm willingly like giving this testimony, like it's real, it works, you know. So here I am, not knowing if it'll work for us, but you know, completely 99.978% trusting that it will. And I'm like this, like I like to document and then look back on. So I'm one of those that likes to just see the process. We ended up joining their mastermind community that week. I was 22 years old and Manny was 23. So we definitely could have looked at that investment as like, okay, whoa, this is scary. But when you think about, okay, we're at this age, we know this desire is gonna be on our heart to make this passive income for a deeper why. That first part of the why being, okay, we wanna be able to create a product to serve an audience that hasn't felt served before, with my love for creativity, my love for business. I was already in the business realm, so that was why I wanted to do it initially. And then my second why would be for that desire that I knew would come in the future of wanting to not have to leave our babies. So yeah, those were our two driving whys for just believing that this was for us and believing that it was going to work. Because as you can see in the community when you join the challenge, you have so many examples of families that it has worked for, and it's just so inspiring and encouraging, and everyone is there to cheer you on along the way in the community. They're uplifting you, they are holding you accountable, and I think that's really what we each need when we're making a big decision like that. Another thing as a business, it is a business expense because you're investing in yourself in more education. So that's always going to be benefiting you and growing you, and we always want to be lifelong learners within life in general, but then especially business, because everything is constantly changing, especially Amazon. And so when you learn a whole new system of selling, it is so reassuring to have a community standing behind you that is constantly adding resources. So whenever these questions come up, you can either put it into the group and someone will comment and answer your question, or you can go into the app within that mastermind that you sign up for, and you can go to the exact place in the course and find, okay, what are the steps to do a shipping plan? What are the steps to talk to a manufacturer? What are exactly those specific things that you need? It's right there. And that's why mentorship was the best decision we ever made. But yes, we both agree that it was just hands down the best thing we ever did. So yeah, like I said, we came home, we invested in the mastermind. So just to break it down for you guys, if you want to take the challenge, the 7-day challenge, that is why they've kind of built it out like this. So Stephen and Chelsea have built out this 7-day experience to where you can take this online challenge, go through day 0 to day 7. There's like bonus days too, because they just over deliver that much information. They're amazing. They care so much about the potential in you. So each of those days is broken down into mindset, why, money, time, product research, sourcing, all of these questions that I know that you're probably already having. They have spent their time to answer all of your questions within this like 7-day movie, but they break it into 7 days so that it's not too overwhelming for the viewer. And I just think it's so impactful because each day you get so many nuggets of information that you're digesting, and by the end of it, you're just like, how can I not do this? Like, whether it's on the side of my full-time job, whether it's while I'm staying at home with my kids already, whether you're going to retire, whether you're in college, in high school, young, old, anyone, it is possible for you if you put in that season of work and go through each of the little steps in the beginning within the community that's going to help you and uplift you and has gone before you, made the mistakes already so that you don't have to, and your path can be so smooth like this. People that have gone before you, the mentors, you know, they probably had a more rocky path, but their why is to make your path like this. And so that's why we will say that mentorship was the best decision we've made, because in business as a whole now, I know looking back, like I am not the same business owner I was before we joined this community. Community in general is so important in the business world, and it's just so encouraging to make these relationships, and a lot of them we've never even met in person. Most of them, majority, but we feel like that connection and that relationship on like a personal level, and then also on like a business level. And as you guys know, I love supporting small businesses, so it's truly just like home for me, and it really just feels like it's exactly what I'm supposed to be doing. And so if you're feeling any of these things, or just have ever been curious about selling on Amazon, about what I'm saying in general, like that 7 days is going to be perfect for you, because the point is they don't want you to go spend the money to invest in their mastermind coaching when you don't even know if this is something you want to pursue. So my advice, and theirs obviously, is take that 7-day challenge, see if it's for you, and if it is, that is amazing because you can see the fruit that it's had in so many lives throughout the challenge. You can see the fruit that it's had in our life and Stephen and Chelsea's as well. And so I just hope that this message could speak to you today. If you found this video because you follow us, if you found this video because you just stumbled upon it, like, I am so thankful because I have been wanting to make this for you. I want to let you know that this opportunity is out there, and I want to lead you to the best possible community that is for you and is going to speak out the things that are in you that you've never thought were possible, never even believed about yourself. There's a quote that, I can't remember the exact words, but it's like, surround yourself with the people that see the greatness within you, even when you can't see it yourself. And that is what community is within the business world. So to continue forward, I can always make a video talking more about like the actual process and timeline of when we joined the Amazon selling coaching mastermind that they have, the Rainmaker family, to when we launched a product, because obviously life is gonna happen, you know, life is gonna come up, but that's why you stick to your why and you stick to why you're doing this. And I set a goal at the beginning of 2020 when we joined that I was going to launch a product on Amazon by the end of the year. Did I get it done in a few months? No. Can people? Oh yes. And they did. Some people launched like 4 products within a few months because their season allows that, right? My season didn't allow that. Life tragedies came up. I was working full time. We were planning a wedding, you know, so there's all of these things that go into it. But I will tell you, you guys, when that day came, at the end of November of 2020, and I saw the fruit of the work that I had put in over all of that rockiness, I was like, this is it. Like, this is what happens when you follow the steps. Like, the walls will come up, the rockiness of life will happen, but when you stick to your why and you stick to each of those steps that they provide, it gets you to here. It gets you to having your product arrive at your doorstep, which is so full circle. Serving a community online if you choose to start a social media behind the brand you create. Seeing the product that you've created. We have it on our shelf in our house because they're a part of our family. And then launching it on Amazon. Like, something that I never even knew was possible. Like, I guess I always looked at Amazon and didn't even know it was people like you and me that could create these products. We sell Happy Meal stickers and boho thank you cards that is for a specific audience that we love so much. And I will never forget that feeling of launching it and then being at work every day for this amazing couple and family, as you guys now know. And I was, you know, getting off work, checking my Seller Central app, seeing $100, $200, $300, $400 days from the products that we put in the work, launched on Amazon, and then can reap those passive benefits daily. I don't really share that much like personal numbers, but I will say, you guys, since the day that we launched on Amazon, we have not had a day where we didn't sell a unit. Like, didn't. There has always been something sold, from 1 to 40 units a day. And that is all fulfilled by the system that they have in place. You're just using the resources and leveraging their Prime shipping and serving your customers to the best you can. So that is why this has changed our life, because the traffic is there. With my other business, I love it so much. I've always wanted to keep it a side thing because it's more of a passion project, but I know I have to get those customers to come to my website. When you're on Amazon, they're there every single day, and like I said with the software, you can see exactly what they're searching for and make those educated investments and make your product different. Hope this can excite you and just bring you onto a new opportunity. It's, you know, FBA isn't a new thing, but this community is the best one in my opinion, because it is the one that's not taking advantage of you, not telling you, make money now. Like, they're going to be real, and they're going to be like, put in this season of work, you know, surround yourself with this community, break through those walls that will come down. It's life, right? And see the fruit that will come from it. Breakthrough was the word we were speaking over this whole experience, this whole year. You guys, we are a young couple. Like, for us to make this money and for me to be able to leave that job that I loved with Stephen and Chelsea, it was actually in May of this year that I did, was a dream come true. It was something that I thought was so far off, but because of the time and the heart that they've put in to teach other families, and even their own worker, the one that they didn't want to quit their job. Like, they always tell families like that receive this financial freedom from Amazon selling, that, you know, go through their community, they're like, quit your job, like, go all in, scale this business, because you're able to scale with Amazon's resources. And so when it came to me being the one that was like leaving and felt called to put my time towards my businesses full time instead of being so spread thin, they were like, wow, like, this is really real. Our own nanny and our own business assistant has put in, you know, the steps, has taken the action and done the things that we have taught. And they share more about that in their Rainmaker Family podcast, so I will link the exact episode below. It is an amazing podcast. If you guys are skeptical at all, want to get to know Stephen and Chelsea more, definitely check that out. If you are interested in the challenge and you know that now, I do have an affiliate link with us below. So if you do join the challenge through that, it will let them know that I referred you, and we would appreciate that so much, because it's our heart to share this with you guys, because they have blessed us so much with this information, with this community, with this opportunity. And so I just pray that this could be that exact thing for you when the season is right, when you are ready. If you are wanting to challenge yourself for 7 days, see if it's something that's for you, definitely go all in and join the Rainmaker Challenge. If you join the mastermind, you get this awesome shirt to be a part of the community. But yes, we'll have our affiliate link below. And then I also wanted to show you guys this. Another awesome part of their community is that they have different awards. So this is the one called the Benjamin Club Award that we got when we made our first $100 a day on Amazon. There's other awards that we have on our heart as our goals. There is one that's $1,000 a day. We've gotten pretty close to that one. And then there's ones that are like $100,000 in your business, $1 million, and people in the Rainmaker community have hit those, you guys. So it is crazy. Definitely not something to just skepticize about and move forward on. Like, definitely check it out if you are at all interested, and stick around for more videos like this. Please let us know in the comments what you would like to see, and if you are going to check it out. I love you guys, and thank you so much for being here.